YouTube and Snapchat and fuckers. Welcome back to another installment of the Friday Wrap-Up. Wow. It's been a pretty exhausting week, I gotta say that. Thank God Friday's here, right? Well, before we get the show started, I want to tip my hat to today's libation. I'm drinking a little Libra tequila and club soda, but not just any club soda. I went with the flavored one because I ran out of limes. So I'm using a strawberry watermelon club soda mixed in with my tequila, and it's quite delightful. I don't mind telling you. It's kind of like a lowbrow strawberry margarita. But hey, listen, low carb, low cal. All booze. A salud, to drink up and be somebody. Okay, so everyone's gearing up for a soggy Memorial Day weekend. What a way to kick the fucking summer off. But before we get into the show, I just had something funny happen the other day, and I wanted to. I just wanted to share. You ever wake somebody up and scare the fuck out of them? I'm known for doing this to people. If I see somebody sleeping, I go up and pick up like a piece of furniture that's next to them and drop it, and I scare the crap out of them. I did this to a friend of mine, and she fell asleep, and I walked up next to her. There was a table next to her, and I dropped the table about a half inch and scared the shit out of her. She shot up like the Manchurian Candidate. So the other day, I see some chick sleeping, and someone I know. So she was dead, out cold. And so I walked up next to her and I picked up the corner. There was a table there, and I picked up the corner of the table, maybe about an inch, 2 inches, and just dropped it. And it makes like a boom sound. And I think I broke something inside this woman's head. She sat up and she started screaming. It's like, ah! For like a good 30 seconds, I'm like, yo, calm down. It's not a big deal. I think something snapped in her head. And then she finally regained her fucking composure. But she wasn't right for the rest of the day. She was all fucked up. So, yeah, I think I might have caused some kind of brain damage. But, hey, could be worse, right? So, Nostrilgate, your Cuomo saga continues. Well, nothing really continued this week with this fuck. Nothing new to report. The AG in New York said that the investigation into Cuomo's misconduct will conclude when it concludes. So what that means is this isn't going anywhere. And most likely he won't be held accountable for his actions, not with the sexual harassment allegations, and especially not with the killing of 15,000 senior citizens during the COVID pandemic, and then burying the numbers and all that shit, like obstruction and, all that good shit. So, he's not going to be held accountable, kids. Speaking of Cuomo's that won't be held accountable, Nostrils' imbecile brother, Fredo. Remember I said, I think it was last week, that he participated in meetings advising his brother on how to deal with the media, which I said is a conflict of interest, considering his brother is a key member of CNN. Well, apparently, he came under fire for that, briefly. It wasn't even, real fire. Well, he won't be held accountable for advising his brother during the scandal. He groveled and apologized, and CNN, the Chinese news network, forgave him. It's not like he could damage CNN's integrity. They don't fucking have any. So there you go. There's your Cuomo saga. So your Corona update. I gotta tell you, these things are getting shorter because Corona is starting to vanish. But in the latest shameful attempt, okay, at bribing people into taking the vaccine shot, every fucking week, it's some kind of new gimmick to take a vaccine. Okay, here's the latest. This one, I thought this was just fucking delightful. Governor Nostrils is now offering raffles for free full tuition to public colleges to any kid who gets a vaccine between the age of 12 and 17. Can you imagine this fucking shit? So it's not even like they're even going to say to you, look, you'll get free tuition to a public college. You're going to enter into a raffle to see who wins. I wonder what kind of fucking people are going to end up getting the free tuition. If that even fucking happens, to be honest with you. Who the hell knows if it does or it doesn't. And then my next question is, who actually pays for the free tuition to these public colleges? Fucking taxpayers. So, if you have a kid that's college age, right? That, went to a public school, like a public college, I guess like, Suffolk County Community or Nassau Community, some shit like that, you had to pay tuition, but, somebody gets a fucking vaccine and they get entered into a raffle, maybe they win and they get free tuition on the taxpayer's dime. Now, is that fucking right? I don't think it is. But, this is the fucking world we live in where they bribe you to get vaccines. I mean, what the fuck is next? A free lap dance? Huh? A little rub and tug? That would be nice. A little Asian lady comes out, pulls on your pepper a little bit while her cousins gave you the wolf flu. That's nice. Okay, so moving on. Nostrils also announced that the schools will return to full on-site learning come the fall with no remote options. Now, this announcement came 2 days after fucking that other jerk off in fucking New York City, Mayor Muppet Hands, said the same exact fucking thing. It's like moron see, moron do. Now, statewide legislation will be coming soon regarding this. However, they can't seem to figure out if students will have to be masked or not. Now, they removed the remote learning option. Okay, so my guess is they're going to do this. They're going to probably use this as a way to make parents vaccinate their kids. Like they can't tell you to vaccinate your kids. That's overreach of government. Okay, and without the remote learning option, because if they said, well, vaxxed kids can come to school without a mask, well then what's going to happen? People are going to keep their unvaccinated kids home because they don't want to wear a mask to school, and they're going to try to remote learn, which doesn't fucking work. So my guess is they're going to probably do something like this. They're going to say if your child has been vaccinated, they could come to school and not wear a mask. But if your child hasn't been vaccinated, they have to wear a mask. So now you're ostracizing the kid who's wearing a fucking mask, right? So what's going to happen here is the kids are going to break balls, drive their parents nuts to get them vaccinated so that they don't have to wear a mask at school like the rest of their friends, which I think is fucking wrong, okay? That is a form of discrimination. Now, if half of the student body's vaccinated, then what difference does it fucking make if the other half ain't? Okay? The vaccinated kids can't catch it. They can't transfer it, right? If the vaccine actually does what it's supposed to do. I know, like, it's 99% effective. Okay, so there's that 1% variant. But kids do not contract the coronavirus the same way that adults do, okay? They have stronger immunity systems. Let's hope. I mean, now that they're wearing a fucking mask for a year and a half, we don't even know if that's true anymore. But, assuming that is true, okay, that biology hasn't fucking regressed, then I don't see a fucking issue with this. But I'm going to tell you now, watch what happens. That's probably what's going to be the outcome, which I think is a fucking crime. Here's one that got my attention. Now, I've been saying since the beginning of this fucking wolf flu bullshit that this was a man-made fucking disease in China. President Trump said the same thing. Everybody called him a racist, said he was fucking crazy. Little fucking Fauci came out and said that the coronavirus occurred in nature. Okay, it happened naturally and just jumped species. He came up with this whole fucking Mickey Mouse crazy shit, which that didn't sound crazy, but, chemical warfare from a communist country does. I mean, this is the fucking lunacy we got to deal with. So evidence has now emerged, okay, that the wolf flu was created in the lab because some scientists that worked in this Wuhan lab that they believe the coronavirus originated from all came down with corona symptoms in early 2019, before this fucking pandemic got out. So, which means they were probably fucking working on it. This was probably a man-made chemical warfare disease, and the Trump administration was right. Now, Mike Pompeo, the Secretary of State in the Trump administration, had launched an investigation. Of course, with the bullshit election that we had, you had the changing of the guard a little bit. So when Biden pretended to be president, he squashed it. There was evidence. There was evidence that could be corroborated, that could, pretty much shed some light onto the fact that this wasn't created in nature, that it was indeed a man-made virus, and the Biden administration squashed it. Now this evidence has emerged, so now everybody's fucking scrambling, okay? CNN, and the rest of the news outlets who said that it wasn't China's fault are now backtracking. And even little fucking Fauci said that the virus occurred naturally, has now walked that back as well. Okay, so fucking newsflash, Fauci was wrong again. Okay, so they refused to admit that Donald Trump was right. They still want to label him being as a racist for accusing the Chinese government of orchestrating fucking a man-made virus. Like I don't get it. So again, Trump said it all along. The virus was created by China. They still want to call him a fucking racist, and it turns out he's right. Fucking guy can't get a break. Okay, so wait and see what happens. I'm sure the Biden administration is going to try to sweep some of this shit under the rug. Otherwise, they look just as fucking bad. But let's wait and see what happens, huh? So get those tickets out, kids. You know what time it is. It's time to hop on board the crazy train. It's leaving the station. All aboard! Woo woo! Okay, first stop, Long Island, Five Towns area. Kosher town. So get this shit. And this is something I knew about a long time ago. And I just recently saw something in the New York Post about it. And I says, I got to fucking mention this on the show. So Long Island rabbis are being accused of a mafia-like turf war. Okay, when it comes to certifying places to be kosher. Now, this really only happens in the Orthodox community. There are certain little pockets on Long Island, Queens, Brooklyn, and stuff like that. So Orthodox people will only shop and do business and go to restaurants that are certified kosher. Now, there's a rabbinical group that goes around and does this, and they charge a fucking arm and a leg. They strong arm people for this, okay? So it's called the VOD of Five Towns in East Rockaway. Okay, it's a group of rabbis that go around, and this is what they do. They certify businesses to be kosher. They charge an arm and a fucking leg. It's like protection money, all right? And if you don't pay the money, they don't certify you, and then they drive business away. Okay. So there's a new group, a new rabbinical certification group that has popped up. It's called the Mehendrin. I'm not Jewish, so I don't know how to fucking say that. And basically, they do the same thing. They shake down businesses in these Orthodox areas to certify them as kosher. It doesn't matter if the business owner is Jewish or a Gentile or what. You open up a business in one of these areas, they're going to show up, okay? Just like back in the day when you opened up a place on 18th Avenue, they sent one of the neighborhood representatives to come find you, And they basically shake them down. They say, okay, you want us to certify you as kosher? Yeah, this is how much you have to pay. And if you refuse, they'll tell you that that's not a very good idea because then nobody in the community is going to come and buy from you. Not even the Coke you'll sell, okay? So for years, they didn't have any kind of competition. So this new group pops up, the Mehendrin, okay? And they've been stepping on the VOD's feet. They've been encroaching on their territory. So now the VOD's doubling down. And any business that goes with the Mehendrin certification, because apparently they're cheaper. Okay, so what a deal! I could get certified kosher. I don't have to pay you so much. Why not? Okay, so anybody that went with this other group, this rival group, the VOD has now blacklisted them and pretty much crushes their fucking business. So there were two businesses in Hewlett. Okay, one was a restaurant. I think they were both like takeout restaurant joints, something like that. And they both decided to go with this rival group as opposed to the VOD. So the VOD squashed it because they have a larger hold on the community because they're older. So basically what they did was drive business away. They basically bankrupted or just about bankrupted these two fucking businesses. So one of them, now, both of the owners of these businesses are Jewish, by the way. So, they don't give a fuck. It could be their own people. It could be other people. My buddy Bruce used to tell me these stories, okay, because he lives in the Five Towns. And Brucey and I go way back, and he's a great guy. And he used to tell me these stories how, the VOD would come in and basically try to, strong arm a business. And again, same thing. If you didn't pay, you didn't want the certification, not even the Coke you'll sell. And they would fucking put them out of business. So, like I said, I've known about this. I even had a run-in with them many, many moons ago. I used to run an assisted living in Great Neck, and one of them came down to certify my kitchen. And I told the guy, I says, I don't need a fucking kosher certification. He goes, well, why if you want Orthodox people? I says, I don't want Orthodox people. So the guy tried to fucking muscle me, and I explained to him how that wasn't going to work out the way he thought it would. And he sort of agreed with me and left. But, you know, so I was aware of this. So these two businesses almost went in Hewlett are basically on the balls of their ass now because the VOD closed the fist and squashed their business. So one of the business owners is suing. The other business owner says that he won't sue because it's too much money. It's not worth it. He's going to stay with them 100, see what happens. They gave him a good deal. The VOD charges too much money. How could you go with them? So, you know, that's your first stop on the crazy train. The rabbis have lost their fucking minds, okay? Next stop, Miami, okay? So, since J-Lo and A-Rod split, okay, Jennifer Lopez went back to Ben Affleck, and A-Rod came out with a line of fucking makeup for men, okay? Now, what kind of fuckery is this? I don't know. But, now, listen, I'm not saying that a retired MLB player who possibly could be a Hall of Famer, okay, coming out with a line of makeup is gay. But it's fucking gay. I mean, this is what happens when you get dumped by Jennifer Lopez. You lose your entire fucking mind. Imagine this guy, okay? 1 minute he's with J-Lo, next minute he's coming out with eyeliner and cover-up for fucking men. What is this, La Caja Falls? Holy fucking shit, what the hell's happening? Next stop, England. Just across the pond. So, the second person to receive the Pfizer vaccine back in December, an 81-year-old gentleman, and I'm not making this up, this is his fucking name, William Shakespeare. I don't know if he's any relation to the original William Shakespeare, but that's the guy's name. He fucking croaked. Okay? Now, they are saying that he had a stroke and that it has nothing to do with the actual vaccine. Well, I mean, you know, that could be true because, you know, he was fucking old. I mean, he's 81 years old. What the fuck are you holding on to? Okay? At 81, you can't trust a fart anymore. All right? I mean, you sound like an erector set in the morning. You stand up, you snap, crackle, pop, you throw your hip out. I mean, you're leaking in fucking places you never thought you could leak in before. I mean, seriously. I don't understand why anybody's fucking surprised. I don't even know why that's news, but it's news. So, there you go. Those are your three crazy train stops. Next up, your sports update. So, Major League Baseball. Yankees, Mets, Phillies. No change this week. Yankees are still in fucking third place. Mets are in first. Phillies are in second. So, fuck them. Let's talk about something more exciting, like playoff hockey and playoff basketball. Okay, New York is fucking lighting up here. So, let's start off with the NHL. The Islanders beat the Penguins the other night to advance to the second round of the playoffs with the Bruins. Now, first game is on Saturday. I'm not an Islander fan. I don't hate them, but I'm not an Islander fan. We all know I like my fucking Rangers who suck. But I absolutely fucking hate the Bruins. So I am looking forward to this game on Saturday. Now, NBA playoffs, my Brooklyn Nets. All right, the boys in the neighborhood lead the Celtics 2-0. Okay, let's hope they stomp them out tonight and make it 3-0. They play at 8:30. Now, for the Knicks, great game fucking Wednesday. My Knicks showed up, okay? So, great game on Wednesday. They tied up the series with the Hawks. They're 1-1. It was actually their first fucking playoff win from 2013. Fun fact, look it up. So, they are playing tonight at 7. So let's hope they keep that fucking momentum going. I know when they won that game, apparently the crowd went fucking berserk. They shut down 7th Avenue because they were so elated and cheering. And ordinarily that would annoy the fuck out of me, but I don't blame them. Okay, Knicks fans have to take what they can get when they can get it. If the Knicks go all the way, nobody will be happier about that than me. But you know, we also live in fucking reality, so I don't know that that's going to happen. You know, I'm not. D Rose was playing some solid ball. Fucking Julius Randle. He's useless. I just he was a bad fucking pick. I think he's an overrated player, and basically he fucking sucks. He hasn't really contributed anything. So, there's that. But since it's going to be raining, go to your favorite sports bar, enjoy both games tonight, and remember to leave your fucking mask at home because COVID is over, kids. And what the fuck is that? We are going to talk about Camel Toe Enhancers. Yep, you heard me right. Now, I know this is like a fucking pattern. Last week I mentioned like fucking knitted penises that you put in your fucking underwear, but which that just was just I still can't fucking wrap my head around somebody coming up with that. But this just sent me over the fucking falls laughing. So this is an actual thing, okay? Camel toe enhancers. People buy it's a silicone labia, to use a technical term. I mean, so it makes you so like if you have like this is apparently all the rage in fucking Japan. I know, surprise. I would imagine a couple of transgender people probably are buying this shit too. You can buy this shit on Amazon. Look, see, I found it. So it's a silicone. It depends. It's two different types of things. There's actual underwear that have the silicone insert in it, so when you wear it like under pants or jeans, you see some some camel toe. Now, normally women try to avoid doing that. At least that's what I understood from it all. But apparently some people think it's more prominent to show it off. In Japan, apparently, I get it. In Japan, they're probably like very thin. Some people like a little something there, but so they buy these silicone things and they put them in there and they're squishy. They're like, so I wonder if you throw them against the wall, if they stick. Those slime balls, when you throw them against the wall, it goes splat and then it slowly climbs down the wall. I wonder if these fucking things do that, because if they do, I'm buying a box of them. Okay, I'm just gonna use them to get people's attention, just throwing fucking vaginas against the fucking wall. Could you imagine? That would be hilarious. But this is an actual fucking thing. Camel toe enhancers. And like I said, you could apparently buy these on fucking Amazon. I mean, you can pretty much get anything on Amazon these days. I don't know why I was surprised at because I ran a Google search and the first thing that fucking popped up was an Amazon link to these fucking things. I almost died. So there you go. You want to show off a little camel toe? Nature didn't provide you with enough plumpness there. No worries, they got silicone for that. And if you got Amazon Prime, it's free 2-day delivery. So before I leave you, I'd like to leave you with this thought. Remember, kids, no one is ever religious until they clog the bathroom in somebody else's house. Well, that's been your Friday wrap up. I hope you enjoy your soggy Memorial Day weekend. I hope you enjoy some playoff sports. And I'll see you when I see you.